Well, I mean, I feel like they're a great organization. What they did, in his first year, and then just bringing in Will, bringing in Henry Toto, having them Bama guys there. They know what it means to win. They know um, the values and the standard of the organization, bringing in a great culture. Um, I mean, that's a great organization.
Did you get a chance to meet the Texans yet?
I mean, nah, I haven't.
Justin, I talked to two of your old buds there, the linebackers, Turner and Braswell, and Turner said he wasn't that surprised that Nick Saban retired because he thought he was a little looser and a little cooler with their players last year. Braswell said he was shocked. So where do you fall in Nick Saban's retirement? Were you surprised, shocked, or did you kind of see it coming?
Man, I'm in the middle, man. Like, I don't know if y'all saw that picture of him when we had that rain delay against USF.
Yeah,
I kind of knew something was up,
yeah.
but I mean, it's like anything. If you can't give it your full go, you're never gonna cheat the game. And I feel like once he realized he couldn't give it his full go, it was time for him to step away. And then, I mean, he's been doing it for a long time. You realize that's a lot more than football. It's family, and as you get older, you become more appreciative of them things. So nobody can fault him for the decision he made.
What's interesting is that both of them said almost the same thing. I thought he coached forever. Because you see him as this legend when you come in, and you just figure he'll always be there,
Right.
right?
I mean, all good things gotta come to an end. I mean, I'm pretty sure people, was the same way when the Golden Girls, ended. All the good things gotta come to an end. Um, I mean, I was shocked, for the guys who ended up coming in, but at the end of the day, Alabama is a factory chain. It's going to keep pushing.
Right.
If you hold on to the values that he instilled while he was there, it can keep going.
What are some of the most valuable life lessons that Nick Saban taught you that you got from those years of football for the rest of your life?
I mean, each and every day you have a chance to get better or get worse. You're never going to stay the same. Um, what you make of each day is what you make of it. Either you're going to take the chance to get better or you're going to take the chance to get worse. You're never going to stay the same.
Justin, obviously your injury last year kind of ended the season really, really early. What are you telling teams that might be concerned about that?
Well, I didn't get injured last year, not this past season.
Or not this past season, last year.
I mean, you got to look at it, man. Everything's on film. I played the whole season, practiced every game. I mean, I'm a physical guy, so if it was something that was wrong with me, something would have came up. I'm okay with doing all tests. There's a reason why I was able to come back. If I didn't check the boxes, then I wouldn't have been able to play the game. I mean, if you come to Alabama football practice, man, we bang. So if it was something wrong with me, then something would happen. I wouldn't have been able to play every game.
You think Turner got a rep after he knocked a couple quarterbacks out with hits? You got Daniels last year, and then Ewers was picking the guy year before. I asked him about this. He was cool with it, but you think he got a rep with people when he knocked people out?
A wrap,
A rep.
a rep.
Maybe a bad rep. I don't know.
I mean, that's what you want to do. You want to get off the quarterback.
Yeah, he said,
What?
I'm just playing football.
I mean, that's what it is. It's football.
What did you see on those?
I mean, I saw him get to a quarterback. That's all I saw.
And that's football.
Right.
I wonder if it works in reverse. NFL guys like a guy that'll go all the way to the limit and even push it.
I mean, that's the reason why he like him.
How have you seen a guy like Jeremiah Alexander and Keon Keeley grow this past year?
I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard because they're in the outside linebacker room. But I mean, just you gotta keep striving from year one to year two. For Jeremiah, from year two to year three, you just gotta keep getting better each and every day. They're gonna keep bringing in great guys. It's gonna push you. So it's up to you to keep taking them strides to be better.
Have you met with Tampa during this process at
I didn't talk to some Tampa reps.
all? Was that a formal or informal?
Informal.
And then how did that go? What did they kind of talk to you about?
I mean, just same old, trying to get to know me. That's all this process is right now.
Justin, if you were to put together a scouting report for yourself, what are some things you look at for positives and maybe some negatives?
I mean, like anything, I say I'm a good run defender. I'm versatile. great at stopping the run, being able to, be a relentless, in pursuit. I would say, coming up with consistency in the pass rush. That's anything. That's anybody. Just understand that, I'm looking to get better in each and everything. So I got a lot of things that I want to work on. I don't try to praise myself too much. It's a lot of stuff that I try to get better on. So it's a lot of things that I think of. Honestly, man, the first 21 years of my life growing up, I thought about it. But honestly, man, just to be able to play a part of any of the 32 organizations, man, that's a blessing. If I have a chance to play for the Falcons, man, that'd be a blessing in its own right. But any opportunity is a blessing, to be honest with you. Of course, of course. Man, yeah, getting to know each other in the process. But I mean, growing up, man, of course, Michael Vick, getting Matt Ryan, then getting Julio Jones, that 2012 NFC Championship game against the 49ers when I thought, that was going to be the first time in my lifetime I see them go to the Super Bowl. And then in 2017, man, I was in 10th grade. I honestly thought that they was going to win that Super Bowl. And then, all the countless memes came out 28-3, but man, it's been ups and downs, but I've always been a Falcons fan.
Hey, Justin, I'm from Fox in Atlanta. What do you remember about Forest Park days? What are your fondest memories?
Man, it's kind of tough because them Friday nights wasn't always the best, but man, just trying to uphold being a guy that stayed true, that stayed there, then transfer out. Trying to follow in the same footsteps. And not a lot of people know that me and Hines Ward went to the same high school. He ended up going, he was class in 94, I was class in 19, so 25 years prior. Trying to be one of them guys that you could say, hey, look where he went to, and he didn't have to go to a top program like a Grayson or Buford, or a Tucker. And just, showing that, they can find you if you put the work in, man. That's all you got to do.
I'm glad you said it because, I mean, it was a tough time. It's not a program that's turned out a lot of guys in Alabama or NFL players. What does that mean for you to potentially be the next one in line?
It means a lot. A lot of guys, that come from my environment, come from my city, that they can, look at me as somebody who, made it out. Because a lot of times you want to have a blueprint as a blueprint in the same avenue that you're trying to go down. And a lot of times it's easier if you see a guy who done it as far as you, as opposed to you trying to be the one that create a path. So, I'm just trying to create a path that a lot of guys, they can stay focused and, see that I done it or doing it so far and, be able to follow in my footsteps and, keep creating that legacy that people will follow behind them.
The other thing I want to ask you about quick is, it's a crazy injury that you had to deal with. How do you look back on that time and then coming out the other side?
Man, adversity, anytime you go through adversity, it really teaches a man or a woman who they are. That 2022 year, I ended up losing my brother and had that neck injury the same year. So it really taught me who I am, just not on the field, but off the field. It made me more appreciative in every avenue of my life. And I, a lot of times when people come back from injuries, easiest thing they always say is that, I'm gonna come back better, but it really doesn't happen. I wanted to, put action behind the words that I was saying, and I worked each and every day. I worked each and every day for an opportunity that whether it came or not, I was going to be prepared. And that's how I worked. And, I wanted to, be a guy that when I came back, man, I wanted to be a leader. I wanted to, be the head of the guy in that D-line room because a lot of guys ain't came. And it showed, like I said, the blueprint. Quentin Williams, Raekwon Davis, Christian Barmore, Fadarian Mathis, then Byron Young, who I came in with. So I wanted to be a guy who can follow along that tradition. And I wanted to put everything that I had into this season and want to keep moving forward because that was something that made me a lot more hungry. It showed me something even more that I didn't even know I had in myself.
Justin, you really had a breakout season this year compared to your first 2 years ago, and you talked about LeBron doing kind of on the process. How'd that really come not only in the stats having a career high in sacks, tackles, but also just in like that leadership aspect from the end of the season last year to this year to be able to make college football playoff and take them where they're used to. work done behind the scenes for that to get to that point where you had that breakout, not only in the stat sheet but also as a leader?
It's a lot of stuff that's done behind the scenes that not a lot of people see. I'm not the type of person that broadcasts, what I do. A lot of film study, man. Being at home, when I'm in the bed, watching film, looking at scouting report, or, in the meeting room, I already know the play call, so I'm looking at even more film. In the meeting rooms, in the hot tub, cold tub, looking at that. Then on the field, man, going out there trying to do little finite details, striking the sled after everybody gone, because if I can sit up there and get a little bit better than somebody else on that day, then I'm still getting better. I can strike the sled 5, 10 times. That's something that somebody didn't do 5, 10 times. So just trying to get better at that, understand that, realizing where I was and that pain that I felt watching my guys, go out there on Saturdays without me, being able to practice without me, not being in the weight room with them during the year that I was hurt. I carried that same pain and passion into this past season, and I still carry it with me. I looked at it like, man, it took everything out of me, and it hurt me seeing them, lose to LSU, lose Tennessee, not be able to get back to the college football playoffs. And I understand we didn't finish the goal this past year, but to go through everything from losing to Texas to not having the greatest game against USL, where a lot of people doubting us, to really internally, turn things around to where, we was able to get a win against Auburn on the road, then going to Atlanta against UJ, beating them. Then, we gave it all we got in that last game against Michigan. Things didn't turn out, but, I feel like from week 3, nobody really expected us to be there. So that's something to, turn your head on.
Managed to play against some phenomenal talent, whether during your time in Alabama or down at the Senior Bowl. There's 1 to 2 guys that during your career in those places that kind of stick out to you that force you to grow and be better, whether it be either in practice or across the field.
Man, I say them guys in practice, man. I played against Jedrick Willis. I played against Landon Dickerson, Evan Neal, Alex Leatherwood, Deontay Brown. I mean, that old line, man. It's just somebody that make you, pushes you to where, a lot of times they say at Bama, man, the guy that you face in practice is sometimes better than the guy you face on Saturdays. And I feel like that's something that's true. Just that sense of working each and every day. That's something that I was afforded the opportunity to each and every day get better. Even if you don't want to, you gotta get better, because the guy that's across from you trying to knock you off the ball, and you can't allow that to happen. So it's like, even when you don't want to, you still gotta work. You put yourself in a sink or swim type situation. You're gonna get better or you're gonna get worse. You're gonna succeed or you're gonna fail. Either you're gonna blame it on everybody else, the reason why you're not where you at or where you want to be. So that's how I looked at it. Of course. But nothing's finite, nothing's, set in stone. But, like I said, just getting to know each other and people getting to know me.
What's it like being able to talk to a guy like Carl Dunbar, who's the defensive line coach, who's previously at Bama, and now being able to...
Man, just a great opportunity, just to ask and talk to him about, his days at Bama, comparing how it was, the guys who, he coached, and just, different experiences, and, going over the same play calls. When he asked me to go over a play call, he like, I knew you was going to draw that play up. And just, picking his brain, man, that's more than anything that I like to do, man. Just picking their brain, getting to understand, the players that he coached, man, like John Allen, Deron Payne, Dalvin Tomlinson, what made them different, what made them so explosive, what made them so different, what made them stand out, and, why they doing it still in the league now, and why they having success, what made them different, what he looks for in a player, just picking his brain about a lot of things. No, sir.
Have been able to speak to Mike Tomlin at all in this process?
He was down at Senior Bowl. He was on the field. It was great, just being able to see a coach, somebody that you grew up watching, you see repeatedly on Sundays. It was great, hearing from him, being able to see him, doing the thicker things down at Senior Bowl. So it was great.
Have you been watching any film from guys at the next level to prepare throughout this process?
Well, I always keep my eyes on guys that I always look at, try to pick little things from the game, like Quentin Williams, Chris Jones, Jonathan Allen, a lot of guys, just some that, I look at their games and I just, I'm pretty sure you all know them are great players. So, I mean, you always try to look at little things they do, how they work. You try to emulate it and, try to learn from them.
Some of those little things you think you pay attention to.
Well, I mean, you got to look at John Allen. Me and him played the same position at Alabama. In a 3-4 scheme that we played right in. Then, when we go into a 4-man front, he plays 6 tech, play 5 tech. Then when we go into like our nickel J, where we have our outside linebackers at 5 tech, he'd go down to a 3 or a 2 wide. Just being able to see, the moves that he used, the counters, when he gets slide protection to him, what he do to still affect the quarterback. It's not just always about sacks; it's about getting the quarterback out of the pocket, forcing him, to change his direction of throw. So just looking at things like that, looking at how Quinn Williams can both affect the run and stop the run and affect the pass. How he can come out his hips, just a lot of things. Chris Jones' versatility going from 3 tech, 5 tech to shade, looking at a lot of things that I try to look at myself because I'm versatile too.
Is that something you're trying to get across the teams during this interview process, is your versatility throughout all the techniques?
Of course. I mean, you got to look at it, man. Like, at the end of the day, the combine is great. You get to showcase your athletic ability, but, I mean, film doesn't lie, I played in one of the best conferences, if not the best conference. Play against some of the best talent, if not the best talent in college football. My versatility, I can play 5 tech, I can play 3 tech, I can play inside, play outside. You got to look at guys of the past and did the same thing. Like I said, Jonathan Allen, he played the same position, and what he is primarily now, he play inside, So just that versatility, at the end of the day, you got to look at the coaching that I came from, and what makes Alabama successful. And, I'm trying to be another guy that came from there that has success.
How important was it for Kalen DeBoer to keep Freddie Roach on staff?
I'm just glad that, he kept Roach, as somebody who, been there for many years, not just as a position coach, but, a developmental guy. So he knows what it takes to be successful, upkeep that culture. So it was very important.
The team that lost to LSU last year, playing against Jaden, what stood out to you about him?
Just his ability to not be contained. He has a different type of speed. Great player. Only thing you can hope is try to contain him. You're going to expect him to make plays, but just try to contain him as much as you can.
Obviously, you can watch that speed on tape. Feeling it playing against him.
It was different. It was different in the aspect that, tape doesn't do it justice. He's a great runner. Guy was very athletic. Guy that, just the scouting report really doesn't do it justice. You just have to be out there and, experience it yourself.